Hey guys, James here. I wanted to just alert you. You got to start thinking if you're in the crypto space. One thing I want to alert you about is, especially if you're in places that, like the United States, Australia, Europe, most countries, we got to start thinking about the tax part of cryptocurrency. And I was talking to someone last night. He said, "Well, I'm a what was the word he used? He's a libertarian constitutionalist. That's the word he used. Libertarian constitutionalist. So uh, his view was the feds couldn't tax anything because they're not allowed to under the Constitution. Well, that's cool, but in the meantime, maybe the IRS comes knocking and grabs you. This guy uh, could maybe take that view a little bit easier because he's living in Costa Rica instead of in the United States, although he's American. Anyway, I'm not saying there's anything wrong or right with that view, but here's a little article. I thought I'd pass it along. It's a surprise in the Trump tax reform that has just been coming out. Got a little surprise that might be something for you to think about if you are planning on being compliant. I certainly am planning on being compliant, paying my fair share of the taxes. Well, fair share, I don't know, but anyway, my share of the taxes. Um, and The tax code's getting a big overhaul, as you know. There was a couple of things. Basically, what's important for you to remember is they got now first in, first out. So um, if you have been thinking about making some withdrawals, the advice in this article, which you can read and maybe get your own independent tax advice on, is consider maybe cashing some crypto. If you've got old crypto, like Grace and I have some old crypto before this year, maybe cashing that out and making clear, and perhaps moving stuff out of an exchange if you got it. So I look at this article and then just think about it. We got about 2 weeks. If you watch this pretty quickly, think about it. But there was something that the guys in the Congressional Blockchain Caucus had proposed to try to make it easier. And as it points out here, unfortunately for crypto holders, the Cryptocurrency Tax Fairness Act was left out of both the House and Senate versions of the legislation. So something that might have been a little bit easier for us. So the existing capital gains tax rates, which still in the United States, and this is not tax advice or legal advice or anything, this is just a review of an article, all right? So I'm not giving you any advice, I'm just commenting on what they're saying here. Cryptocurrency is subject to capital gains tax according to the guidance provided by the IRS in 2014. So what they are making a point of here, and again, you should get your own independent advice about this, but so-called Section 1031 like-kind exchange, what people used to be able to do was switch, say, between Bitcoin and Ethereum or different types of assets. Experts are saying maybe that's not something that you'll be able to do and have the IRS agree with it again. Because what you could do is, what you want is long-term capital gains if you do something rather than short-term capital gains. So what you would like would be to hold on, have your assets as a long-term capital gain, and then you pay a lower tax rate. So there's been a technique by swapping between cryptocurrencies. People could still have it look like the asset was a longer-term asset rather than a shorter-term asset, and that technique looks like it's not going to be working very well in the future. So, and again, just from an accounting standpoint, so just start thinking about this, guys. First in, first out is the accounting system for this kind of asset. So first in, first out, which means the first stuff you bought would be the first stuff that you would be treated as selling, which would mean, like for me, we have some Bitcoin that I've not sold before that I bought a long time ago. And to give an example, if you'd bought a Bitcoin at $1,000 in 2013 and another at 10,000 last month, and then you sold it at 15,000, the one you bought first, the $1,000 one, would be the one you'd get considered to have sold. So again, I think maybe before some of these rules change, at least for me, I'm actually going to think about following this advice. I'm going to get some tax advice too, but might think about liquidating some of our old Bitcoin. And the other thing they recommend, one thing, if you sell in 2018, in other words, once this new legislation comes into effect, you're going to be treated as selling the first one that you bought. So he's saying take it off the exchange, hold it directly, and when you want to sell that one, deliver the one you want to sell. So again, this actually works well with something that I was already doing, which is holding some things, but I might move it off the exchange and put it on my Trezor or one of my I got another hard wallet as well. So but this expert is personally taking all his crypto off the exchanges before the end of the year. So I saw that and just wanted to, you know, pass that along as a tip, perhaps for you to consider. He's this gentleman said some traders may want to consider selling off a large chunk of their holdings before the end of the year to minimize the capital gains realized. So yeah, that's another conclusion here. So this is just a review and may save you guys some money. I'm not saying that this is the right advice or not, but did want to pass this along. Uncle Sam's surprise, tax reform to impact crypto investors. So yeah, anyway, that's it. I'll do some reviews like this from time to time, passing along information. I want to be of service to all of you as well. So hope it's been useful. Check it out yourself, get your own advice, and take whatever action you think is appropriate. Okay? Again, still introduce this place where I'm at. Been at a global conference, Trade and Sustainable Development Symposium in Buenos Aires, 2017. Pretty cool conference. A lot of high-level, a lot of government speakers, a lot of high-level business people. So it's been feeding my brain, my thinking. I've got my brain is pretty active right now, and a lot of interesting discussions. And we're in the famous Bolsa de Cereal. Maybe I'll just show you. This is actually the trading floor of the cereals exchange, you know, like the commodity exchange in Buenos Aires. It's the second oldest commodities exchange in the world, and they've got a big, huge building here. But this is actually the trading floor where they do that. So actually, right where I'm sitting is the central trading floor. They've given it over to this conference for a week, basically. But cool, you can kind of feel the vibe. If you see me a little excited, it's not because I've had too many cups of coffee. Probably just I'm picking up the buzz from the trading activity that normally comes here. But yeah, we got to realize if we're doing crypto, we're in this, you know, kind of trading commodity world as well. And so get with the buzz, learn some things. Yeah, guys, if you're going to operate in this space, you got to also make it a point to become expert in all the different things. If you're going to be, you know, a crypto entrepreneur, learn some of the tax things, learn about cryptocurrencies, learn about Bitcoin, learn about trading, learn about mining, learn about, you know, all these different aspects. But anyway, from this very cool location, passing on a little update on tax reform back in the United States. All right, talk to you on the next updates. Bye-bye.